All right, Andy. It's the pilot.
The pilot, episode 1. Here we go.
Andy,
Lee,
it's time, man. We're finally here.
are we back?
We're back.
We're back in podcast land, dude.
We are in the podcast world.
Wow. And here we are, dude. We're TikTok live at the moment, but we are rolling from Manchester, Tennessee.
We are in a remote location.
We are in my camper, dude. Where I
thought we were going to keep that quiet, but all right.
No, dude, I used to live in this thing. Me and Madison both did. For those of y'all that don't know, Madison is my fiance. We used to live in this camper before we bought the house. So this is kind of cool to have doing the podcast out here, you know?
Yeah, you didn't know whenever you bought your house, your first house, you were going to make it into a podcast studio, did you?
Well, if you remember correctly, we filmed a double shot show episode in the camper, and we never aired it.
We filmed one in here?
In here. Sure did. Right here, me, you, and Nathan.
Yes, we
We
did.
sure did.
I totally forgot about that.
We sure did. But anyway.
Well, look, we're here now.
Well, guys, welcome in to the Huffer Brothers podcast.
So, Andy, what's the point of the Huffer Brothers podcast?
So, guys, this is going to be where you can keep up with what me and Lee have got going on as far as music releases, shows, where we're going to be playing at.
Yep.
You know, you can also phone in questions here. You know, this podcast is geared towards what we've got going on and a way for the fans of ours to connect with us one-on-one as well, because we're going to be taking questions from them as well.
Yes.
So I'd say about once a week. I don't know. We haven't worked out the details yet. To be honest, y'all, this is the first episode, so we've kind of thrown a lot together quickly just so we can have something to give to you guys. And we're going to get better as we go on. We're going to have better equipment. Like we said, this is the first one. So we're just filling her out.
I want to use that TV over there.
We can do whatever we can to make this a success, and we will.
Yes, sir.
So anyways, Lee, I just got a question for you. What's going on with us musically? I want you to tell everybody on TikTok right now and everybody
What's up, TikTok?
what we've got going on as far as music.
Well, after 3 years of doing Broadway at the Tootsies Orchid Lounge circuit, we have moved on to Garth Brooks's bar. We're playing at Garth Brooks's Friends in Low Places.
That's right.
I'm really excited about it.
Dude, you remember our first show on Broadway?
I do. Well, yeah.
Rippy Side Room on a Monday afternoon, 2 to 6. Was our very first full band show.
Yeah. But so we're doing that. We're playing Garth Brooks's circuit now, or I guess it's just one bar.
Friends in Low Places.
We got an interview tomorrow. We'll get more into that in the next podcast. But we got to.
As of right now, y'all, this is the only thing we got going on. But Lee, I just want to, you know, as kind of the producer of this, I mean, you and I are both going to be doing this. But as far as me being the producer and asking you a question, I want you to tell me about in a quick wrap about the last 3 years.
Chaotic. Been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, so I mean, I think you should tell everybody how we first got started at Tootsies. I think you should do that one.
You think I should?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can do that then. All right, everybody. So me and my fiance, Madison, we were on vacation. It was my first vacation from UPS in 2021. I had just built up enough time for vacation to go somewhere, so we decided to go to the beach. And I was down there and got a message from a guy who was over what they call the honky tonk school. And he said, "Hey, I heard you're looking for work. So come to Tootsie's back room on a Saturday afternoon," because they had to do the live auditions. So I'd get the band together and we go up there. As soon as we got back from Florida, we auditioned in the back room at Tootsie's.
I remember you sending the text, "Hey guys, y'all want to play at Tootsie's?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Everybody's like, "Oh yeah, go to Tootsies. So we auditioned at Tootsies there in the back room, and the next day we had to come back and talk to Uncle John. And we talked to Uncle John, and he was like, dude, I heard y'all killed the audition, and we want to get you guys working as soon as we can.
So those who don't know who Uncle John is, who is John? Who is Uncle John, Andy?
Uncle John is John Taylor. He is the half-brother to Steve Smith, who owns Tootsie's Orchid Lounge, Kid Rocks, Honky Tonk Central, and Rippy's, and several other places outside of Broadway. But Uncle John is over the entertainment as far as Tootsie's goes. So we were talking to him, and he immediately got us working. We started working at Rippy's and Honky Tonk Central. Remember, our first schedule was Rippy's 2 to 6 on Monday, Honky Tonk Central second floor on Tuesday, 2 to 6, and then Wednesday, Honky Tonk Central on the third floor, 2 to 6. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that was our schedule. And we just kept playing. We kept doing that week after week after week. And then they started moving us around. And I remember our first closing shift we did. The first one I did, you've done a couple before I did, was Honky Tonk Central's. I think it was the third floor.
No, I was a part of that one. That was our very first one together.
Yeah, well, together, but you had done a closing shift before that.
No, I hadn't.
Yeah, you did. You did a closing shift before, because I couldn't because of UPS.
Andy, I started working at UPS the same day I started doing Honky Tonk School.
I can't remember when it was, but I know you did a closing shift before I did.
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
Who do we have on the guitar? The guy that didn't know what he was doing?
Well, we've had several of
No,
those.
but that one guitar guy, the guy who didn't know anything but like beer, he didn't even know beer never broke my heart. It was me, you, him,
I can't remember
Chris.
his name.
We called him Gay Chris on bass. And then we had Cam Taylor on drums.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was.
And we were like, yo, we got to go to work after this.
Yeah.
I do remember that, yeah. So for those who don't know, me and my brother, we still work at UPS in Tullahoma, Tennessee. And if you don't know where Tullahoma is, just think about an hour and 15 minutes south of Nashville.
Yeah.
So we drive from... so I live in Shelbyville. Andy lives in Manchester. So here's Manchester. Here's Shelbyville. We both meet in Murfreesboro right here. Then I park my truck, and then we get in Andy's Prius. We drive the Prius to Nashville, and we do the closing shift there and drive back to our vehicles, and then drive back to work, clock in and work, get off at 9 in the morning, go our separate ways, and go home and go to sleep.
Bro, that's a whole story in itself. So you remember, I'm talking about the Prius. That's a whole story in itself, because remember when we first started playing on Broadway, we were taking my F-150 up there.
Yeah.
Like the first couple of months we were taking that, because we auditioned in June. And I remember thinking to myself, okay, Joe Biden just got elected. Okay. Gas ain't about to be $1.50 no more.
Right, yeah.
So I was like, I got to find something else. And I was on the phone with my dad, and he was like, well, you ever thought about driving a Prius? And I'm like, no, not really.
Even the thought, everyone was laughing at you, me included. I was laughing at you.
But everybody, all I heard was Prius. I didn't hear 50 miles to the gallon. So I remember when I was first looking for a car, I was like, okay, Prius seems to be the best option I got right now. Because you got to think, round trip, I mean, it's 100+ mile round trip from Shelbyville to Nashville. Mm-hmm. You know, so I kept, every time that we would go to Nashville in the truck, we'd always go past Ernie Cooks and Sons. And there was that red Prius sitting out there, and it taunted me forever. I'm like, okay, I got to go get some info on that car. So I did, and it worked out at a good price. So I bought that little red Prius.
Yeah. 2015
Prius. Just a regular Prius, standard, 50+ miles to the gallon. I'm good with it.
Yeah.
$30 average to fill up every time. You can't beat that.
No, it's a lot.
And that was when, eventually a year later, that's when gas got up to $5 a gallon.
Yeah.
It was still $35, $40 to fill up.
I remember I got so pissed off because I was in my F-150 And
Yeah.
it took me $150 to fill my thing from 0 to full. I'm like, at least he didn't say anything mean. At least he's
Right.
not. At least he's. We're not gonna get into it.
Yeah, but
As
see,
I get older, I know how to bite my tongue more.
and what I've told people about the car who've made fun of me for it, I said, being country is not just about driving a big truck and wearing boots and camouflage and spitting tobacco. You got to think country too. What is the smart business deal here? As country folks, we like to save money.
Yes, we do.
I mean, that's if we can save money, I'm going to. So if it means me driving in a silly looking hybrid, I'm going to do it.
Hey, man.
Look, I learned when you and I both worked at Jack Daniels, I learned something by the way that place operates. Spend as little as you can and sell it for as most as you can.
For as most as you
As
can.
most as you can. If that's the right
As
way to
much
say
as
it.
you can.
Whatever, dude. Look, being country, sometimes you don't know how to talk either.
Being country means you don't know how to speak too,
Boy, I
boy.
tell you what,
Spend as most as you can.
But you and I would leave from Shelbyville, go up there, and we did that for a year and a half, and then they started putting us on closing shifts. I
Yeah.
remember we played it. They moved our Tuesdays and Wednesdays around, but then we kept that Monday 2
Yeah.
to 6 for a whole year.
I do remember we played 2 to 6 on Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
Then we were closing Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
And then they changed it to where we went to closing shift Monday. It was Monday, Friday, and Saturday. That was our closing shift.
At Tootsies Main.
Tootsie's main stage.
But if you remember, before we got moved to Tootsie's Main, we were doing closing shifts at Rippy's Side Room a
Yeah.
lot.
Oh, dude, yeah, those were a lot of fun. I
Because
do-
we transitioned from Rippy's Side Room. We were doing that. Then what changed it for us money wise was getting sent to Panama City.
yeah,
Because before we got sent to Panama City, we were still playing HTC 2, HTC 3, Rippy's Side Room.
Yeah.
Occasionally we'd play Rippy's Main. But once we got sent to Panama City, so for those of y'all that are watching on TikTok right now and on YouTube, we got sent to Panama City to play at Tootsies down there at Pier Park. And we got sent down there the first time and immediately fell in love with the staff down there.
dude, Panama City was my favorite place to play. Out of the whole Tootsie circuit, that was my favorite stage to play at.
Like if they would have said, but we played every single stage that if Steve Smith owned a bar, we have played every stage. The only one we didn't play was Kid Rock's main stage.
Yeah.
We did the Country Club, we did Sligo, we did Fish Lips. That's some stuff off of Broadway. But if they had asked us, where would you guys want to play? I'm going to Panama City every chance.
time, man.
I mean, you got to think last year.
I mean, those are our people down there. Like, you got to think, like, the whole world comes to Nashville.
Yeah.
But us being from Tennessee,
The Rednecks party.
the SEC conference. Whenever somebody in the SEC goes somewhere to vacation, they go. In my opinion, they go to one or two places. They either go to Gatlinburg or they go to Panama City.
That's right.
So I mean, I just loved it down there. They were easy to cater to. I mean, we know college football pretty good.
Yeah.
They have those flags down there. So in Tootsies in Panama City, they have a flag hanging up. And if you pay money to have your flag up, someone has to pay more money to take that flag down and put their flag up.
So when you say flags, what kind of flags are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Tennessee Volunteer flag, the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Okay.
Like, if your college football team, like, they didn't have any like pro teams or anything like that, but
They had a Texas state flag.
Yeah,
Like just the
they
state
did.
of Texas flag. But no, like that to me is the most special place and by far our favorite place
Yes.
to play at.
that was my favorite by far.
If it got to a point in our career, like let's just say if we'd have stuck around, hey, do you want to play the Grand Ole Opry or do you want to play at Tootsie's Panama City? Okay, realistically, probably going to the Grand Ole Opry, but my heart would be in Panama
Yeah.
City. And my heart's there right now.
We got a lot of friends and family down there.
Dude, Jason, Cheryl, and Cole, they
Yep.
run a tight ship down there.
Yeah.
and I love it.
It's a fun tight ship though. Like
It is.
Like it's not like you're like clenched up all the time. It's they expect you to do your job, but they have fun doing it.
So about like after our second time going to Panama City, when we came back, we had got moved from Rippy's side room to Tootsie's back room. And then I remember you got hot schedules in the middle of our show on Saturday night at Tootsie's back room, and it said Wednesday, Honky Tonk Central main stage 6 to 10. And I remember us both stopping and jumping up and down on stage like, oh my gosh, we're getting a main stage gig.
Hey, do the reaction that you did.
Dude, it was awesome. Like playing that, like getting a, like when you start the Tootsie circuit, everybody has the same goal in mind, is to make it to the main stage. And the reason why that is, the main stages generate more money.
Yes.
First and foremost.
More crowd.
More people are there, you know, and that is where, like, your better bands play.
Yeah.
And you always want to, I know we have always tried to put on the best show that we know how, no matter who's in the crowd. If there's 200 people in the bar, or if there's only 20 people in the bar, we have always tried to put on our best show.
Dude, I remember we were playing Honky Tonk Central second floor on I think it was like a Tuesday, 2 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
There was only like 3 or 4 people on that floor. And I remember I said, hey, I got the wireless microphone. I said, watch this, y'all. I got on top of the bar. I started walking around on the bar pretending that there were people there. And I would high five like imaginary people. Well, and the bartenders loved it.
Yeah.
So here's a word of advice for anybody that's listening to this on Broadway. If you're new to the scene, if you can make the bartenders happy and you make them entertained, and you make the staff happy, bring the numbers up, you'll get some good shifts. Just stick it out.
Absolutely, you sure will.
Yes,
that's the trick of the trade to Broadway, is getting good. Like, obviously, you and I feel like because of our raising, we get very personable with the people we work with, as far as the managers, the staff, the bartenders.
Oh yeah, they would kick us out of Honky Tonk because we were talking to everybody too much.
I remember some of the managers at Honky Tonk Central, but all right, y'all gotta go, and we can't stay here all night and talk.
Yeah,
I mean, we like to chat, but we've got some friends that are like family down there at Tootsies and Honky Tonk Central, especially because the last year and a half, that's where we've spent most of our time.
Yeah,
is Honky Tonk Central main stage and then Tootsie's rooftop. But no, it's very thankful for that. But so for the last year, that's the only 2 stages you and I have been really playing. We filled in at Kid Rock's roof once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
We've done second floor at Kid Rock's, and then, but as far as our main stages, our main gigs were Honky Tonk Central main floor and Tootsie's roof.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know. We enjoyed our time at Tootsie's, and
we will talk more about the downfall of all that on another episode.
But we just want to come over here as an intro podcast, just try to give everybody, the last 3 years have been, I'm telling you,
we're gonna get into like some deep stuff, like the highs we've had and the lows we've had.
But overall, I wouldn't trade none of that for anything.
I wouldn't trade it neither. We've met so many great people on Broadway.
That's right. We sure have.
Great musicians. And the people that's played with us, we've had Nate Milstein. He started Broadway with us. He's playing with Restless Road now, touring.
That's
right. He was in Germany not too long ago.
Our drummer, Chadwick Benenzer, he's now on the road with Neon Union.
Yeah, he just got done playing the Grand Ole Opry.
Like, dude, I'm telling you, you never know what's going to happen in Nashville. And just the people we've met, I feel like we're talking in circles, but I mean, that's just how passionate you and I have been. Because, I mean, you got to factor in, not only are we driving a 100-mile round trip, we're still working at UPS in Tullahoma, Tennessee.
Yeah.
So if we're going to go to Nashville, we're going to put on the best show that we can and make the most of going up there. I remember early on telling you, if we're just doing this to make money, there's other ways to make money than going up there and playing.
Yeah.
But looking back, this has been, other than two things, other than my relationship with God and my relationship with my fiance, doing music and on Broadway in Nashville, especially for the Tootsies group, has been the best decision of my life.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Because you got to also think, too, beforehand, we were playing at every local bar and restaurant in the Middle Tennessee area.
Yeah.
In our area, Bedford County, Moore County, Lincoln County, Franklin County. You know, we've done numerous fairs, festivals, bars, restaurants, you name it, in this area that we're in right now.
Yeah.
And I think that is what's helped us out more than anything, is because
we've stayed grounded.
We're still in the area that we grew up in. Where I live right now, I'm 30 minutes from the family farm I grew up on. 30 minutes from my grandparents. I'm 10 minutes from my mom's house. Like, I'm still, and a lot of the Nashville musicians, they don't get that because they move from out of state. Like our guitar player right now, he's from Kentucky. Our drummer is from Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
You know, our bass player's from Jackson, Mississippi. So all these guys moved to Nashville, and this is all they know. They leave everything they know at home, and they come and they just grind it out on Broadway and do whatever they can. Where you and I, we're still rooted in home.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the things that separate us from a lot, is that we're still rooted where we grew up at. But anyway, so on to something else. We'll dive back into that in a later podcast.
Yeah, I think the next episode we do should be talking about the origin of the Huffer Brothers Double Shot Band.
Right.
But yeah, so where was the last place we just got done playing at, Andy?
Okay, so we had to keep this secret. I know we've got some people in here on TikTok asking when we're going to be playing in the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area.
So here, I'll go ahead and say this part. So on Broadway, there's a few circuits down there that if you play with their circuit, like, they only want you to play with them. And and it's no secret, I'm not lying here when I say this, but if you, like I said, Tootsies is a great place to play at. If you want to go and make some good money,
that's right.
Go play the Tootsies circuit. They teach you how to entertain. They teach you how to pick a crowd out. But it was one of those things where if you're with them, like, you're with them. Like, you give them 100, they'll give you 100.
That's right.
So we had to keep this on the down low. We went and played at Old Red this past weekend.
Old Red Gatlinburg. That's why I got this hat on.
Yeah.
That's the old bloodhound patch.
The second that we got the confirmation to play at Old Red, we were like, oh my goodness. Because the Old Red, they do, their booking agency is what? Ryman Entertainment?
Opry Entertainment,
yeah.
But they book the Ryman, all the Old Reds. I can't remember where else, but I do know they're going to be booking for Category 10, which is Luke Combs' bar. That's not opened yet, but it's going to be opening soon.
So we got the confirmation on that. We were like, we knew our time at Tootsies was limited.
Yeah.
So we played at, here, we'll say that for another podcast. But we played at Old Red Gatlinburg this past weekend.
That's right.
And you're talking about a different environment.
Yeah, because, in Nashville, we're used to, we always play, most of the time we're playing late night anyway, and it's a bunch of people. It's like a built-in crowd already. Everybody's already there, standing at the front of the stage. The place is already packed. People are ready to hear music. Well, then you shift from that crowd to going to like an Old Red Gatlinburg crowd, which is
everybody's sitting down. There's kids.
It's like a dinner show. I mean, you think of Gatlinburg, you think Hatfields and McCoys, you think the Blackberry Jamboree, which I know is not a thing no more. The Comedy Barn. It's a place like a dinner show. So when we got there, and I'd say for the first 4 or 5 songs, it was kind of awkward because we have not been used to that.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But once we loosened up, and I really believe this, and I'm not saying this in a place of arrogance, I'm saying this in confidence. You put me and my brother on any stage, I don't care if it's for a Broadway show in Nashville, a dinner show in Gatlinburg. One of the most fun gigs I've ever played by myself was playing at a nursing home.
Yeah.
You put us in front of anybody and we'll be entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
So, but the crowd got loose with us. I think bringing a little bit of that Nashville to Gatlinburg helped us out a lot too.
Yeah. So the staff, after we got done playing, they said they hadn't seen anything like that in a while, or ever. I don't know what exactly they said, but the staff loved us. Everybody had a good time.
They said they wanted us back real soon.
I hope we do get to come back.
Hope we get to play in Nashville's Old Red.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
losing
right
them.
now, someone on Instagram, on TikTok said you did a great job at Aldean's karaoke. Yeah, that's another thing.
Oh man,
You put us on. You put us on the karaoke bar too. We'll be
let
entertaining.
nobody sit the floor. Andy,
You got it bad. On the floor.
hey, what'd you sing up there? You
sang "Ball with the Ball."
Yeah,
and I
it's-
sang "You Got It Bad" by Usher.
dude,
Everybody's not expecting Kid Rock or Usher from
yeah.
me. I mean,
No, when they see me and you, Andy, they're like, "Wow, these are some country bunkins." We're gonna be listening to Luke Combs and Waylon Jennings and Johnny Cash. No one. If you've ever heard our "Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy" mashup, you'll know that's when
right.
that's when everybody's jaws are like, "What?"
it's dropping like.
Yeah,
So, but no, I mean, but I had a lot of fun up there. And now, since we're not under oath anymore, we can talk about another run that we did. So, last month, we were out of town and we played in the Carolinas at Tin Roof. You know, we played at Tin Roof in, was it Columbia, South Carolina on Friday night.
yep.
And then Saturday night, we played in Raleigh, North Carolina. And so we did that, which those are college towns.
Yeah,
You know, it was kind of the same crowd, more of the same crowd as Nashville versus Old Red was. But still, like, even the staff there were like, this, I don't know what it is, but it seems like everywhere where we go and play, people are always like, y'all are so different than what we're used to.
well, yeah, because I mean, you got to have an entertainment factor. You just can't go up there and play songs.
Anybody can get behind a microphone and sing and play guitar.
Well,
You know?
I think there's only one person in the whole wide world that can get away with just standing up there.
Same name. You say it on the count of three. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
George Strait. Yep.
That is the only man on planet Earth. I'm telling you, and I'm not knocking Jamie Johnson because I love In Color, but whenever he played a music festival that we were at, after he sang In Color, I left because I was falling asleep at what he was singing.
And, you know, I also think that, I think Chris Stapleton can get away with singing, but he's energetic too. On a midnight train to Memphis.
I don't know. I've heard otherwise from different folks.
You think so?
That's just from what I've heard. But I don't know. I've never seen him live, so I don't know. But no, like we've played at Tin Roof. You know, we're trying to do more out of state stuff for this year. But that's just some of the stuff that we've done so far this year that we would like to keep doing. And with the new opportunity that we've had in front of us, playing at Garth Brooks's bar, we're going to be more open to that and more, willing to go and do stuff. And so that's just the whole outlook on it. You know, we had a goal in mind when my brother and I, or you.
Brother Byram grinning face with
Hold on, we got an incoming call.
An incoming call.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody say howdy to Jacob Byram. Hey, buddy, what you doing?
Hey, Lee.
Hey, everybody can hear you on the podcast. What you doing, buddy?
Jacob Byram.
I'm on my way to my fair board meeting.
They can't hear him on TikTok, but they can hear him on YouTube.
On the YouTube, yeah. So,
So
for those
everybody
who damn it, go ahead, Andy.
everybody on TikTok, we have got a call that you can only hear through these headphones. Our buddy Jacob Byram is on the line. So if you can't hear what he's saying, we're sorry. Go watch this episode on YouTube later.
But those who don't know, this is Jacob Byram. He's our best friend. He works at Jack Daniels. What are you doing, buddy?
On my way to Shelbyville for a fair board meeting.
Fair board meeting. What are you doing over there for?
You know Jacob's on the fair board.
Well, I mean, how old are you, Jacob?
26.
And you're on the fair board meeting, man. Yeah, everybody, give a round of applause. Hey, watch this. This is what I love about this new roadcaster we got. Y'all make some noise for Jacob Byram.
Yeah, y'all are having too much fun with that board, aren't you?
Dude, I love this board. So whenever we decided we want to bring the podcast back, I said we're going to do this right. So I decided to get the Roadcaster Pro, and then it changes your voice. Like, watch this.
Jacob Byram, can you hear me out there?
Yeah, I can hear you loud
Or
and clear.
like, say we have somebody that wants to be incognito.
Hey, my name is what? My name is what? My name is.
Okay. This is getting out of hand.
I'm sorry. This is not supposed to be a serious podcast, Andy. This is supposed to be fun.
I know that.
Andy's been over here like blah, 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 the
No,
whole
I
time.
haven't.
And I'm like, oh. I'm like,
You got to understand, this is the first one, Lee.
I know.
People are curious about what we're doing. This, other than playing shows, this is how people can get,
This is what-
personable and intellectual with you and I.
This is what I also love about it. Watch this. Son of a.
People can't hear you on TikTok, and it's funny.
I know that's got to be Lee's favorite button of all right there.
Oh, it is. It's going to work out great.
Hey, Andy, tell me something funny.
Tell me something good. All right, I tell you what. So,
Tell me a funny joke, Andy.
all right. So there's two flies on a piece of crap. One of the flies farts. The other one says, "Dude, I'm trying to eat." Okay.
You got crickets
Okay,
on
I
that one.
think-
So
I
everyone on
think
TikTok, Lee's
I
playing
think
crickets.
I may actually have one for you.
Give me a funny joke, Jacob.
I don't know. It may get crickets too, but I'll see what y'all think. This was told to me by Dan Horner. Y'all know Dan.
Yeah, we know Dan.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, yeah. It was pretty good. It kind of caught me off guard with Dan. So we had the total eclipse happen yesterday.
Yeah.
He said that this is a joke. He said Kid Rock watched the total eclipse. Afterwards, he said he couldn't see the sun for 3 damn days.
Hold on, wait.
Yeah. Pokemon coming in.
Wait, what does this button do?
Well,
Oh,
What is this
that's
button?
yeah. Maybe
Oh.
that's the button that should have been pushed.
Andy, this is a segment brought to you by Baja Blast. But yeah, Jacob, what time's your fair board meeting over with?
I don't know. We're about to start about 15 minutes. So
Well, we're going to
it's
watch the
be-
Braves game here in a minute if you want to come over later.
Oh, well, okay. Well,
Very
I might be
well.
able to. We'll see what time we get done.
All right, buddy. Well, hey, we'll holler at you later. We're going to get back to this podcast.
All right. Talk to you later.
See
see
you,
you,
bud.
Jacob.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
So for everybody that is watching on live right now on TikTok and on YouTube or wherever, and for all our listeners, if you have a question that you would like to be brought up on the podcast, it can be any question. It could be about music. It could be about life. It could be about just whatever you want it to be, whatever you feel like we need to be talking about on this podcast. We'd be more than happy to bring it to you guys. And the best way to get a hold of us is via Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. Or you can text my personal number. I don't care to give it out. If you would like your question asked on the podcast, send a text message to my phone number. My number is 931-619-5711. So we would appreciate you guys on that. And also you can reach me at my email, which is huffera, HUFFERA, number 10, at yahoo.com as well. Feel free to send in your questions that way. Jacob Harden said, "Yo, what's up, Andy?" Well, yes, he said, "Do you remember me?" Yes, I remember you. Partied with your aunt a few weeks ago, Honky Tonk Central. But yeah, dude,
So-
everything's good.
Let's talk about what's going on and what's trending around the world right now.
All right.
So I do so if you go onto my personal TikTok page, I do old fashioned reviews. Old fashioned is a bourbon. It's a drink, and I've been doing that for about a couple weeks now. And so yesterday, when me and Andy we went up to the Honky Tonk School and we were going to put in our 2-week notice, After we done all that, we walked over to Chief's bar where Morgan Wallen threw the.
Well, we got to talk about that too.
Yeah.
What's wrong with him? Anyways, hold on, we'll finish the old fashioned review, then we'll get to that.
We went up to we did an old fashioned review at Chief's on the rooftop bar, and we did a pan around the roof. It was like, this is the crime scene. We're looking for evidence. So Chief's has a big pig on the top as a statue, and this guy starts riding it. So if y'all want to go check that out, go check out my TikTok page. It's at Lee Huffer. Go check out, and hey, if you don't think I give it the fair review, go comment your own review. Are you done messing with my microphone?
Our live got flagged for some reason.
For what?
Anyways, we'll get it fixed. Don't worry about it.
Is it off right now?
No, we're good. If you can still see me, comment. Hey, I can hear you. I think it's working. People are still coming on and joining. So.
All right. So how many viewers we got on TikTok? Yeah, buddy. Rolling like a big shot.
Too embarrassing to even speak about. But you know what? That's okay. You know why? Rome was not built in a day. Quit moving.
So what do you think about the whole Morgan Wallen thing? Throwing the chair off?
I think this dude needs to have a serious intervention. Because, I mean, this isn't the first time he's done something like this.
So,
I'm not talking about, like, the immoral thing. I'm not talking about him saying the N-word and all that.
No,
like, that's...
I think me and you see differently on this, but I want to hear your opinion on this first.
Well, it's like, okay, he's been arrested downtown before.
Yeah.
You know, and he just got arrested again. Like, I get it, you know. Country music needs an outlaw, especially this day and time. But at the same sense, like, there's people looking up to you. Like, you have a high platform. You're probably the hottest take in country music right now. Like, you're the #1 artist in country music right now.
Last night we let a liquor talk.
And ever since that he got that whole, the N-word scandal or whatever.
Scandal? It wasn't a scandal. It was just him saying the N-word.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. He has been, that did not slow him down. If there would have been anybody else in country music, it would have at least slowed them down. He was selling out stadiums when that happened with the whole N-word deal.
I think that helped him out, actually. I don't think he would be as big as he is today if it wasn't for that, because everybody got pissed off. They were trying to cancel him over that.
Yeah.
And it ended up everybody just showing up to support him because, I mean, if they were going to take him off the radio, they were going to go to his concerts to hear him anyway.
Absolutely.
They were downloading his music so they could hear him anyway. So, I mean, you got to look at that, too.
He never got booted off of, like, streaming platforms. I know he got booted off of Pandora. They would not play his music on Pandora, on the radio.
Dude, the whole cancel culture thing is just stupid. I hate it so much.
I can't stand how sensitive the world is. Like Oliver Anthony said, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate the whole cancel thing. Like, you do one thing wrong, you're supposed to be canceled for life. Like, no. But I will tell you this: I think Morgan Wallen made he was drunk and threw a chair off. I mean, thank God he didn't hit anybody.
Yeah, like that's another thing. Like, what would he have done? I can't remember what time of day it was. What was it, like 10:30 at night when he did that or something?
Yeah.
Like, what if he'd have hit someone's grandma in the head with a chair?
Yeah, that would have been bad.
You know, I mean, I don't know. Granted, no, thankfully no one got hurt. But, I mean, you are the #1 country music artist. Act like it. Set the example. You know, I get it. You want to have a good time. Go out and have a good time. But you get to the point where you think it's a good idea to throw a chair over a balcony.
And
I don't know.
I want you to video me right here.
On your phone?
Yeah, here. Because I'm going to post this later.
All right. Y'all keep it rolling on TikTok. If you like this, go ahead and hit the like button. Also, we have got our QR codes up as well if you'd like to send us a donation. All right, you ready, Lee?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
So, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I have a conspiracy theory on the Morgan Wallen thing.
And what's that?
So, I think it was intentional to bring... there's 2 reasons why he done it. He was at Eric Church's bar that just opened up.
Yeah, it was opening weekend.
It just opened up. I think he did that to bring publicity to Eric Church's bar because him and Eric Church are big buddies.
Not to mention they're business partners now.
Yeah.
Field and Stream.
And two, did you see when his court date was for whenever he's supposed to go to trial and all that?
And he's supposed to be playing in town in Nashville that weekend.
His court date is May the 2nd.
May 3rd.
It's May the 2nd. Google it.
I thought it was the 3rd.
Don't correct me.
There's someone commented May 3rd. It's May 3rd.
Is it May 3rd?
Yeah.
Okay, you can correct me now. But anyway, Morgan Wallen is playing a show that day. And do you know when Morgan Wallen's bar is opening up on Broadway?
When? Tell me.
The first weekend in May.
Oh, that's that weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So it adds up, man. I'm thinking that this might have been intentional to bring publicity to both bars. Because remember when we did the old-fashioned review?
Uh-huh.
The bartender said, yeah, there wasn't nobody here yesterday. And then now after that whole chair being thrown, there was a lot of people there.
My question, what happens if it's not anything like a publicity stunt? What if this is just like he got drunk and threw a bar stool or threw a chair over the side? And what if they have to cancel his show because of court?
Oh, dude.
I've had people say that, like raise concern today, talking about,
what time does court happen in America?
I mean, when the sun's out.
What, 9 to 5, right? Usually?
Yes.
What time does a concert start?
I don't know, late night.
The openers start at like 6 or 7.
Yeah, but still, man, you don't know. He could go to jail. What if he gets sentenced and he's got to do some time?
You think they're really going to put Morgan Wallen in jail?
I don't know, man. If
probably
Hank,
put him on.
Sr. can get fired from the Opry, anything's possible.
But I'm thinking they'll probably just give him like house arrest or something. Like,
watch him show up to the concert in like a boot or like an ankle bracelet, and be like, "I can't move past this far of the stage. I'm getting shocked to death. Oh, I live in Broadway chairs alone."
I think it'll be hilarious. You know how he does his walkout thing to Broadway girls, like when he's walking from his room to the stage.
Yeah,
it'd be cool if he was getting hopped up to the chair by George Strait. I mean, it'd be kind of hard to get like pumped up, like. Watch
him be in the middle of a show, and then the music stops, and then George Strait walks out on the stage, and then the chair starts playing. And he taps him on the shoulder and says, "Well, excuse me, but I think you got my chair." And he brings out the chair that he threw over the side.
I think it'd be funnier if you had Eric Church singing that.
Yeah.
Well, excuse me.
I got the chair. It's in my hand. Anyways, moving right along.
God made the world 7 short days. Said it was good. He took my damn chair.
So, Lee, anyways, moving right along. So, if y'all like this stuff that we're talking about here on the podcast, y'all please give us a review. And also, at the end of the podcast, we'll go over some more details on what to do.
And, you can always support us we have our social medias right up here. Got our TikTok,
yes.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. It's all the same. Andy made it all the same. Tell them what it is, Andy.
So, guys, if you use that @ symbol and type in the Huffer Brothers, you'll be able to find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And YouTube is going to be the only place that you can watch these podcasts. So if you get on the YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and hit that little bell for notifications at the top. And also, like I said,
we'll also be on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts.
Yeah, and rate us that way, because when you rate us, you give us 5 stars or whatever, that'll tell more people about our podcast, and then they'll be able to listen too, so more people can hear us, and hopefully it can attract more people to our shows. Because ultimately, the whole goal about this podcast is, one, for our fans to get intellectual with us, because we want to hear back from our fans, because we love talking to our fans, right?
Right.
I mean, we don't do this be like, oh, don't talk to me, I'm big and famous. No, we do this because we love music, we love to entertain, and we love to hear back from our fans. You know, we're living the dream, and you know, not everybody gets to live out their dream, and you and I live out our dream every day. Who are we to be a cocky douchebag and say, no, I'm not talking to them because it's just...
Oh, dude, man. Egos kill me on Broadway.
Yeah.
There's a lot of egos up there. There's a lot. And there was one dude in particularly that I just cannot stand.
I wish I knew who you were talking about right now.
Your twin telepathy ain't working?
No.
I'm just going to say, just like in any company that anybody works for,
there's always one.
There's always the ass kisser. There's always that stupid asshole that wouldn't be relevant unless he was kissing that boss's ass.
Well, now that you mention it, I can think of a few.
And that's all I'm going to say.
But anyway, I don't know. I think this is a good place to do that as far as, you know, talking to our fans of podcasts. We've been wanting to do one for a while, and we're finally able to do that. So hopefully the next time we come back on here, we'll have more to talk about. You know, we do have a lot more. We do have a lot more stuff to talk about other than what we've talked about today. But I don't know. We got about 15 minutes left. We got time for one more thing to talk about, Lee. I think we should talk about, which we've said, where we're going to be playing at, but we haven't set a day as far as where we're going to be playing, like at Garth's bar.
All right, I wish there was a drum roll button on here. Let's see
Oh,
what we
we-
got.
Is this the drum roll?
Oh, that's not the drum roll button. Is this the drum roll? Ladies, we have an important announcement for the Huffer Brothers. The Hover Brothers will be playing at Garth Brooks' bar, Friends in Low Places, on Broadway in Nashville, Tennessee, April 28th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. How was that?
That's pretty good. Like my brother just said, for those of y'all that didn't hear him
Andy, would you shut the up?
or understand what he was saying,
You son of a... Sorry.
April 28th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., we will be debuting at Friends in Low Places bar. We've got... We have got to get that away from you.
I'm like a kid in the candy store. Like, watch this, Andy. Elevator music. Sorry.
So-
Or, you know that Drake song? It may not mean nothing to y'all.
Oh, by the-
Understand nothing was
Hey.
done for me.
Hold on. Quit bullcrapping. I forgot. While we're at it, we are playing a Songwriters Round this Thursday, April 11th, I think. Is that April 11th, we'll be playing at the Hard Rock Cafe for the Nashville tour stop. We will be playing from 6 to 7. Me and Lee will be sharing the stage with two other songwriters, and we'll be playing a few of our songs. Also, y'all, if you haven't already, our first single is out right now, Bottled Up in Jack. We released it on February 16th of this year, and we hope you guys will go give it a download if you haven't already. Type in Bottled Up in Jack, the Huffer Brothers.
You might have heard the intro to this podcast. The beginning is also a little bit of Bottled Up in Jack.
Yeah, so guys, go check it out on wherever you listen to music at. It's there. But we're doing that, and then our next podcast, we're going to talk a little bit about Whiskey Jam, because we played Whiskey Jam last Thursday for our first time. But we're going to talk more into that. We're going to dive into that in our next podcast and some other stuff too. But also, like I said, send in your questions. If you got anything you want to talk about in specific,
I really want to talk about the John Daly stuff.
well, we've probably got thousands of hours.
I want to talk about meeting Riley Green. I want to talk about Dale Earnhardt Jr., Craig Robinson.
Right.
I want you to not be so serious.
I'm not being serious.
Yes, you are.
I'm being informative.
Andy, we always have this conversation.
Yeah.
Watch, as soon as we get off this, you're gonna be all over again.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. You're gonna be pissed off because the Mets are gonna beat the Braves again.
I was so mad last night.
I was madder than hell, dude.
But no,
For those who don't know, me and Andy we're big Braves fans.
yes, we're big Atlanta Braves fans, and we're big Tennessee Vols fans as well.
Go Vols.
Go Vols.
Rocky Top.
You'll always be.
Home sweet home to Lee.
But no, guys. Well, it's like I said. As we do more of these, we will get better in our speaking. I know I will.
Oh, I'm already ready to go, man. Hey.
Andy, I'm a live robot coming to take over.
Oh my lord, I can hear Scott Shore right now. What the bro?
Yeah. Hold on. What about this one?
Hey, Andy, I sound like your ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
Come on, that's funny.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Oh,
Shots fired. Pew pew pew.
Christmas, Christmas time is near.
Now you sound like your ex.
oh,
Boo! It says,
dude, I love this board. I love it. Yes, I love it.
All right, Lee, real quick. What is, just real quick, just to give everybody a little teaser into the next episode, what was one of your favorite memories from playing on the Tootsie circuit?
Who, man.
Put you on the spot. That wasn't in the itinerary.
I mean, growing up, me and you, we were big Whose Line Is It Anyway fans.
Mm-hmm.
We loved that show. And we had two of the cast members come in, Chip Eston and Jeff Daniels. Or
Charles Eston, but yeah, Chip. That's his nickname, isn't it?
Charles Chip Eston.
Yeah.
And then Jeff, is it Jeff Daniels?
I can't remember. I think so. Could be. I don't know. I'm sure somebody on here will.
They came in and they came in and whenever me and Andy we were in the car, we'd always do an Irish drinking song or a hoedown.
Yeah.
We got to do a hoedown with those guys. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, that video's on TikTok. Oh,
80 day. One night I was getting freaky.
with Melody Lane.
We had some fun. All right. Hey, what about you? What was one of your favorite memories on Broadway, Andy?
The night that we weren't supposed to play and we got scheduled to play last minute on a Sunday night, 10 to close, at Tootsie's back room, and walked this little skinny guy with glasses and a white T-shirt, and he gave you $100 bill and said, "Hey, can you sing Happy Birthday to my friend?" And you looked right at him and said, "You know, you look really familiar." And he looked back at you and said, "You know exactly who I am." And it was Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah.
The reason I say that was probably one of my favorite memories is because while we're playing, I hopped off stage and sat at the bar with him, had a beer with him, and talked. You know, and that to me, moments like that, you're definitely not going to get it driving a UPS truck every day.
No, the best thing we got at that is we got to deliver it to Craig Kimbrell's house.
Yeah, that's about it. So I mean, it's moments like that you can't put a price tag on. It's just, I don't know. That was just a surreal moment because, you know, we grew up watching Dale Jr. race.
Little moments like that.
I was a Dale Sr. fan, even though I never saw him race. But I always wore his hats, watched old videos, and I'm not a big NASCAR guy. But to meet Dale Earnhardt Jr. at Tootsies, dude, come on. Where else are you going to get that?
He was my favorite growing up. I had the number 8, the Budweiser pullover, the hat, you name it. The little race cars.
That was my favorite.
Yeah.
Well, Lee, hey, I think we're about out of time for today. Guys, this is the pilot episode of the Huffer Brothers podcast. So this is episode 1. How many episodes do you think we're going to go to?
69.
Billions and billions and...
Don't you want to end it with something?
I done forgot. Oh, no?
Thought you wanted to do something.
Oh, yeah. So, sorry. This whole getting back into the podcast world has, I've lost my train of thought on a lot today.
I see that you're really serious today.
No, well, I'm going to do better about keeping notes out and stuff like that on an itinerary to actually go by. And I'm telling you, this will be great. But I do want to end the show, every show, with a Bible verse. Because I recently just got baptized, which I've been saved my whole life, or most of my life, but I got baptized on Easter Sunday. So I'm going to go ahead and share a Bible verse, and this is Jesus right before he ascends into heaven. He's telling the 12 disciples this. We go back to the book of Matthew, chapter 28, verse 19. He says, "Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost."
Well, y'all, there you had it from Brother Andy.
That's me.
Yeah, well, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of the Huffer Brothers podcast.
That's right.
Please give us a follow on all of our social medias at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at the Huffer Brothers. If you want to send some love via Venmo or Cash App, we got the QR codes up here. And if you're interested in any of our merchandise, please send a message to any of the following pages or the previous pages I just mentioned. Well, I'm Lee.
One more thing before we go.
Hell.
When you get on YouTube, be sure to hit that little bell icon at the top.
Subscribe.
That way you get that's why you get notifications on when we post on our YouTube. And also on this podcast, please subscribe to it. That way other people can know about our podcast as well.
Like our videos, share our videos, comment on them, please, guys. That's how you help us out.
That's right.
But once signing off, I'm Lee.
And I'm Andy.
And if we don't see y'all sooner,
We'll see you later.
thank y'all so much.
Y'all have a good night.